Hello and welcome back to part 3 of this. We're talking about past life regression, and we kind of were stumbling at the beginning because I think we basically realised it was all a load of rubbish. Can I say that?
Say
Just
whatever
did.
you want. Yeah, just said it. It's a load of rubbish.
Yeah, write in if you disagree with me.
It was fun though.
Views. I kind of, I've been a witness to alleged regression, and I just think it can be dangerous. I think you can force people into a hypnotic state when you aren't trained enough to do it. You just think you can, and I think that's probably what happened to Yvette, that she was forced into a hypnotic state by someone who really clearly didn't know what they were doing, in my opinion. But where do we go from it? I mean, do we just simply forget about past life regression? I mean, there are these stories where people go through a room in a house and suddenly they've been teleported back
Somewhere,
years, and they find some hidden passage somewhere that no one else knew. I mean, there are stories of that out there. What do you make of those?
Well, I've never heard of that. I'm not saying it's never happened.
Read more. You need to read more. Read this pen. Look, it happened. Look.
I'm sure it did. I've just never come across that subject. Have you, Phil? The people walking into a room and all of a sudden they're in the same room but they're elsewhere.
Time slips,
yeah, kind of time slips. Yeah, I did an article on time slips once before, but I don't know. Are they picking up on something from the building, which then kind of goes back to being kind of a psychic thing, which we mentioned a few episodes back, as it were. And that's a whole different ballgame. We don't want to go through that.
Oh, no, of course.
Kind of
but is it that kind of we're looking at at times that we've done lots of time slip experiments, and we've done it on when you're on the show. We've done time slip experiments, and I don't know if have you done them with White Rose?
No, I've not tried.
I mean, they're quite difficult to get. You usually have to get a lot of people dressed up in period costumes, which is kind of difficult to do really. But a lot of these people have said, they walk back, and sometimes it can be World War II. They can be in the middle of a World War, of a dance.
Yeah.
World War II.
Again, I mean, I don't know if this is kind of slightly off kilter with the topic, but obviously being in the business I'm in, I do watch a lot of programs based on the paranormal, and one of the programs I watched had I think it was an astronomer or some scientist or whatever it was. I forget what it was. So sorry about that. But he was talking about that some people actually believe that the mind and memory can exist outside of the human body. And if that's the case, they were kind of debating on whether those memories could then be taken on board by somebody else.
Oh, right, I see.
So if that's the case,
so
it might be his.
Yeah, it's happening. But what? So they're saying that a memory of something specific, is that for me could exist almost
outside,
to be picked up by somebody else.
Yeah. Because at the end, it goes back to the fact that kind of everything on the planet and the universe is made up of energies, and energies could perhaps like for like interact with each other,
right,
and bond with each other.
I can kind of I mean.
I didn't make I'm just saying what this chap was talking about. I didn't make it up.
This is now what you believe in. No,
it's interesting.
I can actually understand that, because that's that whole energy thing, isn't it? If you believe that energy there, I mean, thought is thought and energy. If it is, can it exist outside of your own thought pattern? And that's that. I've not even heard of that before, but I love it. I love it.
Quite clever.
I'm gonna pretend it's mine. I think.
Why not?
Well, then what happens then? So if Carl's thinking something and it's outside, is that then going to get passed on to me, or is it?
I'm not saying it's going to get passed on to every person that encounters it. It'd be scary. I'm not sure if people are actually ready for that.
Not ready for it in my mind.
But whether it's a certain particular person that can pick up on it, or what, I don't know.
I've got to say, I mean, if anyone could pick up what was in my mind, everyone would just be walking around the streets going just constantly, because that's generally what goes on in my mind. Still going on there now. It's nice. It's a nice place to be. Is it? It's a nice place to be. Yeah. But you go, it's kind of that isn't that going, sort of encroaching on the psychic thing, where psychics can pick up on.
I was just about to say that,
because we've had psychics say that if you think of a fake ghost, they will pick up on your thought patterns and come up with a fake. Obviously, it's just a ruse for them to go, whoops, been found out, must make something up to get out of it. Because most of the time, if they could pick up on that, they would have originally picked up on me thinking, you're fake, go home. But they never pick up on that. And do you know what I mean? It almost seems to be pick up. But if it is out there, maybe it is something that people can pick up on.
I mean, I think in the context he was talking about, I think he was talking about memories and thoughts from the deceased body and brain. So, which is probably why. But then again, if you think about it, I don't see why that should make a difference. Should it really?